Hello students, welcome to another lecture of pharmaceutical jurisprudence. In our last lecture, we studied about the retail sale of drugs, and today we will be studying about the packaging and labeling of drugs. So let's start. Now, as you all know that different steps in the manufacturing of drugs, they are suitably monitored by ways of provisions which are laid down by the Drugs and Cosmetic Act and its rule. So the stages which are involved from the procurement of raw material to the sale, they are controlled by the provisions which are laid down by the mandatory requirements basically, which are laid down in the Drug and Cosmetic Act and its rule, right? And moreover, it is also a responsibility, moral, ethical and social responsibility of the manufacturer to supply only quality drugs to the general public. Now, talking about packaging is basically a blend of art and science with regulatory flavors. It is not always very important to provide artistic packaging for a particular drug formulation, but it should be sufficient enough to basically ensure the stability of the drug product during transportation and storage. And the manufacturer should make sure that all the relevant information is mentioned on the label of a particular drug product. Now, talking about the labeling of drug products, so there are certain provisions that should appear on the label, and there are different provisions for different categories of drugs. Sometimes we have already studied the different schedules, so sometimes there are certain specific labeling requirements for different schedule of drugs. So the labeling of a particular drug product, it should be attractive and it should be easily readable. Labeling of a drug product should be done on the packaging, on the outside of the packing material, as well as on the package of a particular drug formulation. If you are supplying a single unit formulation, for example an ampule, then a label should appear on that particular ampule as well. Now, there are certain particulars which should appear on a particular label. For example, the name of the drug should be mentioned, the net content in metric system should be mentioned, then the content of all the active ingredients which are there in that particular drug formulation should be clearly mentioned. Then the address and the name of the manufacturer should be mentioned, manufacturing license number should be mentioned, batch number of a particular drug product should be mentioned, then the expiry particulars, the expiry date should be mentioned, then precautionary information should be mentioned, that is the care in the handling of a particular drug product, then information related to the storage and the manner of use should be mentioned. For example, shake well before use or to be stored in a cool place. All these information should be mentioned. Then general information should be mentioned, which includes basically for example mentioning of a physician sample, or mentioning that it should be sold only after when a prescription is produced. So all these general information should be mentioned. And now we have already studied about the different drug schedules. So sometimes there are certain specific requirements depending upon which schedule your drug belongs to, right? So for example, if a drug belongs to schedule H drugs, apart from all the basic general requirements which we have studied in our previous slides, there are certain particular requirements on that particular drug belonging to that particular category should be mentioned. For example, if a drug belongs to schedule H class, then RX on the left corner of the label should be mentioned, and the schedule H drugs should be mentioned on the label with a warning sign stating that this is to be sold by retail on the prescription of a registered medical practitioner only. Then if a drug product is a schedule G drug, then a caution statement should be mentioned stating that it is dangerous to take this particular product except under medical supervision, and this particular statement should be written in a box, in a line. Then if a drug belongs to schedule X drugs, which are for the use of internal use, then NRX should be mentioned in red color ink, and schedule X drugs should be mentioned stating a warning that this particular product is to be sold on retail on prescription by a registered medical practitioner only. Now coming to the category of patent proprietary medicines, So if a drug product is a patent medicine which contains vitamins which are useful for prophylactic or therapeutic use, then the label should contain a statement that this particular drug can only be used for therapeutic use, right? If a particular substance is a non-sterile ligatures and sutures, then it should be mentioned that it is a non-sterile surgical ligature or suture. It should be mentioned on the label, and the statement not to be used for operation upon human body unless effectively sterilized. This particular statement should be mentioned, and this part of the label should be in red color ink. So if a particular drug is a pharmacopoeial drug, then IP, USP or BP, whichever is applicable, should be printed on the label. Net amount of drug in the metric system should be written on the label. Amount of active ingredients in that particular drug formulation should be mentioned. Then if it is a ophthalmic ointment, then it should have a warning label on it stating that if irritation persists or increases, then discontinue the use of this particular substance. Then special storage condition should be mentioned. For example, you must have read on the labels of many eye drops that it is mentioned that you need to store these particular drug products in the refrigerator, right? Such storage requirements should be mentioned. Now coming to the category of disinfectant, if a particular product is a disinfectant, then name of the disinfectant, the grade, the type, the potency, the quantity which is there in that particular container, the indications for the mode of use and the address of the manufacturer are mandatory, right? Coming to the class of oral contraceptive, date of manufacturing and the instructions for use should be mentioned. Then colored medicaments or formulations, the common name of the color that is being used in the particular medicament, that should be mentioned. And for the medicines for veterinary purposes, symbol of animal head depicted on label should be mentioned, stating that not for human use and for animal treatment only. Now in the next few slides, I have just given certain examples, specimen labels of different category of drugs. For example, this is a specimen label of Schedule H drug, right? The number of tablets is mentioned, RX is mentioned, the name of the particular drug product is mentioned, all the ingredients are mentioned along with the amount in metric form. Then the storage condition is mentioned. You can read here that keep in cool dry place, right? Then a warning statement is mentioned that to be sold by retail on the prescription of a registered medical practitioner only. Then the dosage is mentioned. Here the dosage is that it should be directed by the physician. Then the manufacturer's license number is mentioned, batch number should be mentioned, manufacturing date, expiry date should be mentioned, the amount should be mentioned, and the address of the manufacturer is mentioned. Now this is a specimen label of Schedule X drugs. Again the same requirements are there. The amount is mentioned, then XRX is mentioned. This should have been in red color, right? Then the name of the product is mentioned, the ingredients which are there in the product is mentioned. Then it is mentioned that it is Schedule X drug and warning sign is mentioned. After that the dosage is mentioned. Then your manufacturing license number, batch number, manufacturing date, expiry date, then your price and the address of the manufacturer is mentioned. Next is your specimen label for Schedule G drug. You can again see packing capacity is mentioned that this particular drug contains 10 into 10 tablets. Then the name of the drug is mentioned, right? Then the composition of that particular drug product is mentioned, storage condition is mentioned, a caution statement is mentioned, dosage is mentioned, manufacturing license number, batch number, manufacturing date, expiry date, the price on the right hand side, and the address of the manufacturer. Now this is a specimen for Schedule H drugs which fall under the category of narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances, right? They are basically habit forming substances. So a symbol of NRX is mentioned, the packing capacity is mentioned, the name of the drug product, then the composition, then a warning sign is mentioned along with the statement that it is a Schedule H drugs, dosage is mentioned, then the manufacturing license number is mentioned, batch number, manufacturing date, expiry date, price, and the address of the manufacturer is mentioned. Now this is a specimen label for the products which are for external use, mainly powders. The name of the product is mentioned, then composition is mentioned, clearly mentioned that it is for external use only. Then manufacturing license number, manufacturing date, expiry date, batch number, price, and the address of the manufacturer is mentioned. So thank you so much, dear students. This was all in today's lecture. We have started with the labeling and packaging of drugs in this particular lecture. If you have any queries, any doubt in today's lecture, please feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.